Hello, and welcome to Talk Relationship to Me, the show that explores some of the most important relationship topics. I'm Dr. Elana Hoffman, a clinical psychologist focusing on all things relationships, from dating to sex to long-term relationships to divorce. I cover it all. I use my professional lens as a psychologist as well as my lived experience to cover these topics. Do you need to talk relationships? You are in the right place. On today's episode, I'm covering why January is the most popular month for divorce. Hello, everyone. Yes, January is the most popular month for divorce, and there is even a divorce day, which is the first Monday in January in the new year. And there are several emotional as well as just logistical, practical reasons why January is the most popular month for divorce. And so today I am going to dive into some of them. And, what leads to divorce is a much longer conversation that I will cover over other podcasts as well. But today I'm just going to talk about why specifically January is popular. And if you are interested in my perspective on why divorce happens, you can check out my book, So Your Wife Left You, which is available on Amazon and Barnes and Noble. And it talks about what I see from my perspective as a couples therapist, as well as just being in the world, talking to a lot of people about relationships and why marriages fall apart and how to move on and move forward, and lots of different practical tips and lots of good stuff in there. So if you are interested in that, please do grab a copy of that. It actually came out a year ago in January as well, in order to, acknowledge that January is such a popular month for divorce. So anyway, here is why, or some of the reasons at least. So first of all, January, of course, is right after the holidays, and the holidays can be an incredibly stressful time for relationships, especially, of course, for relationships that are not going so great anyway. When you don't have a sturdy foundation and you are exposed to a lot of things that are more stressful on your relationship, this is, of course, can be very trying on relationships. So during the holidays, of course, you were dealing with, planning and travel and gifts and making the holiday magic and kids off of school and different schedules and all of these things. And this is all very difficult if you are in a relationship where it does not feel like a partnership. A lot of times people feel like everything is on them. They don't have an equal sort of co-pilot in their relationship, and the holidays can really just exacerbate that. And emotionally, it can be a lot of a letdown. If you really come out the other side of it and you feel like you were in it alone, it can feel incredibly lonely, and you didn't get that closeness or connection that you wanted from the holidays, and the holidays were just stressful and not peaceful or joyful or loving or connected. And so oftentimes following that, people decide, okay, I am kind of done here. A lot of times people wait until after the holidays too, because they might have been thinking about it for a long time. Generally, people do think about divorce for a while before they actually file and move forward with it, especially if there are kids involved. People contemplate divorce for years. Ask any divorce lawyer, and sometimes they'll tell you that they hear from clients for consultations, and then years later, they call them back and retain them. So this is often something that has been on people's minds for a long time, because, of course, it is not an easy decision to divorce. And so the holidays are often kind of the final straw in these long decisions, but people have often decided that this is what they want to do, and they're just kind of riding out the holidays. They don't really want to deal with telling the kids during the holidays. They don't really want to deal with the in-laws or the family or social events, social gatherings. Divorcing during that time is stressful because there's so much other things going on during the holidays, and people are expected to be on and sort of happy and, do all these things. And it's sort of another thing on your plate to do is move forward with a divorce during the holidays. And especially, honestly, for women, 70% of divorces are initiated by women. That is, emotionally, women more commonly decide to leave, but also logistically, this is based on who files the paperwork. And oftentimes the woman is the one filing the paperwork. And so it's just, purely based on that. And if the woman feels like they are the ones doing everything around the holidays, which I know from talking to a lot of men, the husbands on the other side of these relationships is not true. But from the woman's perspective, they do a lot of things. And so filing for divorce is just another thing to do. Finding a lawyer, figuring out logistics of that is just another thing to do on their plate when they already have a ton on their plate during the holidays. So they decide, I'm just going to wait until January to do it. But they've already decided, sometimes even well before the holidays, they've decided and they just wanted to get through the holidays. Sometimes people think that the holidays is sort of a last ditch effort to reconnect and to have quality time and to maybe rekindle something. The issue with that is that unless it is really an intentional decision that people really make, either together as a couple, like, hey, things have been bad. Let's really try to reconnect here. Let's try to talk more. Let's, maybe go to a couples therapist, or let's, spend a lot of time together. I'll manage this. You do this. We'll act like a team. I'll get you a really thoughtful present. We'll spend time together, things like that. Unless you make an intentional, active effort to change some of these patterns, the holidays themselves are not like a magical solution here. Like, oh, the holidays will bring us together. Like, no, you have to actually do things and change things in order for things to change. So, a lot of times people will say, well, the holidays will bring us back together. We'll reconnect and rekindle. And that doesn't happen because, either things are too far gone, or they don't, people don't really make a concerted effort to be intentional about focusing on the relationship during the holidays and reconnecting. So those are some of the emotional, psychological reasons why people wait until January to divorce. And then there's just some really practical, logistical reasons, which is like it's hard to get a hold of divorce lawyers or other divorce professionals during the holidays. People are taking time off. And so January, people are back in the office. There's financial considerations as well. For tax purposes, people often wait to file until the end of the year. So these are all, logistical reasons why January is a popular month for divorce. The other sort of emotional reason is that, of course, in the new year, January is a fresh start, and people are often thinking about what they want to bring into the new year, and they kind of want to decide, okay, this is a new chapter for me. It's a new year, and I'm going to file, and I'm going to figure it out, and I'm going to be okay, and I've been waiting long enough, and this just has to happen. People just decide this is going to happen. And so January is a good time for a new start, a new beginning. So, as I said, I have lots more to say about divorce and why what leads to divorce, what leads to, disconnection and not feeling loved and not feeling connected, and eventually divorce among many couples, more than half now at this point. I think the rate is 53% of married couples get divorced. And so there are a number of reasons. And like I mentioned, you are welcome to check out my book, So Your Wife Left You, Now What? Named again because 70% of divorces are initiated by women. A lot of men are lost, don't know what to do during this time. And so this book is really for men to kind of look back and look forward as well. And it really provides an optimistic view, hopefully, of the future and what your life can be like if you sort of take it as an opportunity for learning and reflection. And again, the reason why I put it out last January is for all these reasons. And so again, much more to say about divorce and what contributes to it. But for now, I will leave it here. And again, if you need help with divorce, navigating divorce, seek out therapy or coaching, divorce coaching. This is obviously my area of expertise, so I am happy to chat with you. You can reach out at drelanahoffman.com is my website. My Instagram is dr.elana And thank you so much for listening to Talk Relationship to me. And I will leave you with, January is a new beginning. It is a new start, and you don't have to do this alone if you are in the camp of people who are filing now or your partner has filed. It is not the end of the world. It is just the beginning. So happy January, everyone. Happy belated divorce day, and take care.